Hello everybody and welcome to this edition of Mr. J's Geek Corner. Place to talk about anything and everything that is geek, whether it be TV, comics, movies, or video games. And I just want to start off by saying by apologizing for not being on here so much this year. Good grief, what a year it's been. I've been so busy and just it's just been so busy this year and all, and I just haven't had a chance to get on here and do an episode in so long. Believe me, I wanted to so bad, but like I said, it's just been so busy this year, and I just really hadn't been able to get a chance to come on here and do this. But being it's just a few days before Christmas, and weird enough, also here close to the end of almost to the end of the year, in just a matter of a couple of weeks, I wanted to get on here and at least go over a few things because, yeah, it's been a year. It's been quite a year for geekdom in general, and a lot of stuff been going on and everything this year. And I said I'll just start off by saying this is probably the third time I've tried to make this video because there's so much. But I'm just say there's a lot of highlights and lowlights this year, but I'm just going to go over the highlights this year because there's plenty of good things have happened this year other than the downside that happened this year. But I'm just going to focus on the upside of what's happened this year in geekdom. And like I said, there has been a lot of good things that's happened this year. Plenty of good things to name over. And first of all, I'm going to start off with a comic I'm currently following right now, and that is Superman 78. And I said, I was so excited to hear that they were actually doing a comic book, doing a book based in the world of Christopher Reeve's Superman from back in the 70s and 80s. And I was like, this sounds pretty interesting. They talk about it's supposed to be like the movie, almost like a movie that never got made kind of thing. And I definitely would agree. I mean, it looks like something that would possibly take place either almost could have been possibly to almost like something that could have very well taken place between 1 and 2. Because, like I said, the way it plays out and everything, and the main, it could have even possibly been a potential 3 if they wanted it to be. But, a potential Superman 3 that wasn't what we got, but could have very well have fit the bill for something that they had initially planned, but Warner's wouldn't let them do it. But the main villain of the whole thing, so far, I'm going to say, it's still going on. I mean, it's supposed to finish next year, and like I said, it is a great book. It is a great Superman book. It is probably the main one I've been following this year. Excuse me. I said it's probably the main Superman book I've been following this year. It is genuinely a great Superman book and a great book in general. And I highly recommend it. I mean, I've already seen pre-orders online for the paperback, so if you haven't been following the issue by issue, definitely get the paperback because it's well worth the read. And so the reason I say it's like what 3 could have been is because I've heard all the rumors saying that Brainiac was supposed to be the original villain for Superman 3, and that's who it is for this book, is Brainiac. And I'm going to say it's a pretty interesting interpretation of Brainiac. I mean, and to a point, almost as sympathetic, but not quite sympathetic. And like I said, I can't wait for the next issue or the next couple of issues. I can't wait to see how it ends. It is genuinely a great book. I would definitely recommend it. And kind of wish they would keep the series going a little bit longer, but anyway, but 6 issues is good. Even if you can't get a full series, a mini series has been good. So, like I said, definitely pick it up. I'm not going to spoil anything, but yeah, I definitely didn't see it heading this route, but it is very, very well done. And on the same subject of that, they also come out with the book Batman 89, which is, of course, based in the Michael Keaton Batman movies. And I'll definitely say, I don't know where you say this movie would fall at, either between It could potentially have been a Batman 3. Who knows? I mean, hey, I said it could potentially be a Batman 3 because, like I said, I've heard rumors about what the third Batman movie is supposed to entail with that, with Billy D. Williams' Harvey Dent character, but they didn't. They just didn't do it. But I said this book I've called a few issues of this book. At least I said I've called a few issues of this book, particularly in full the first one. But like I said I've definitely seen a little bit online on what the other issues are, and I'm saying it's a good book. It is definitely a good book. It's definitely worth the read too. And I said, and I know you're probably getting a hint. It's mostly outside the sphere of the main DC universe at large. I'm not completely. I'm just like To me, it is kind of better than what the regular DC universe has been entailing right now, other than maybe Infinite Frontier and Justice League Incarnate. But I said, but to me, these I mean, I guess say the kind of the outside the regular continuity books has been really good so far. But and with yeah, you got like on the subject of Infinite Frontier and Justice League Incarnate, yeah, they've been good books too. I mean, particularly Infinite Frontier, which again shows different. Start off with issue 0 and showing that the villain of the whole affair is Darkseid, resurrected once again, but this time he's like the compiled all versions of Darkseid that have ever existed across the multiverse into one ultimate form. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. And considering it, I'm not going to spoil it, but it all is going to lead to something big happening next year. In terms, I would just say a crisis level event happening next year. Definitely, if they ever finally put this in a collected version, go pick it up. It's definitely worth a read. It is very good. And Justice League Incarnate is just basically a continuation of that series. I mean, they were calling, I think they were calling it Justice Incarnate, and it's calling Justice League Incarnate. But definitely go pick it up. It's just a continuation. They're battling Darkseid across the multiverse to try to stop his plans. And like I said, it's a very interesting series. And I said, it's basically going on while everything else is going on. But I said, to me, it's infinitely more interesting than what's going on in the DC books right now, because I don't really like what's going on with Batman or particularly Superman. I really don't like what's going on with the main Superman books right now. It just ain't really interesting me. And there's another book. There's just one more before I move on. There's one more book that's really good, and that's Justice League Infinite. It's essentially picking up in the JLU universe, the Justice League Unlimited animated universe, basically the DCAU. It's basically picking up from there, and it's definitely an interesting book this year. I haven't really read any of it, but I've seen a lot of panels, a lot of artwork for it, a lot of the story, and it's enough to know that this is a good book. I mean, they even have their own version of Justice Incarnate show up and cross over in the book. And their Batman is different, but it's a fact that they actually cross over the book, just like they're actually going to have Justice Incarnate cross over in the book, but they have their own Justice Incarnate crossing over with the book, going through the multiverse. Because, as you know, with everything that happened in the Death Metal, now it's now like the multiverses are growing. I mean, even upon multiverses, there are multiverses. So it's definitely a heck of a time for a lot of DC Universe. But outside of the main continuity, when you go into the multiverse and everything, it's just infinitely more interesting to me. But that's, to me, that's the highlights this year for comics. For comics, movies this year, there have been a lot of good ones. I mean, you pretty much know my opinion of Marvel, so I'm just going to steer where it's at. But to me, the biggest thing in terms of movies that happened this year was the Justice League Snyder cut. I mean, all I got to say is wow, just wow. I mean, I might sometime do a more full-on review of this. Sorry, it's first thing in the morning. I might do more a full review of this movie, but I'm just going to say for now, to me, it's definitely the movie of the year. I mean, it's just incredible, and to me, it's so much better than what we got in 2017. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how much better this movie is, how incredible it is. To me, that's the movie of the year. I mean, it's wow. I can't say that enough. Yeah, they talk about the new Spider-Man movie just come out this year, where you see like you see all the villains from the Andrew Garfield and Sam Raimi movies return to the screen because of the multiverse, the Marvel multiverse, and and of course there's been, like I said, I said, to me, I mean, that sounds pretty interesting, but to me, the best movie of the year would have to be the Snyder Cut, by far. And in terms of TV this year, the highlights to me are Superman and Lois and Stargirl. I mean, I just finished Stargirl last night. To me, the DC app, the DC Universe app may be gone, but I would definitely say by far that was the best show we got from that app. I mean, it's Stargirl. I mean, it's just like so hopeful and upbeat. I mean, it has its dark moments, but to me, that is genuinely what a superhero show should be like. And it's just like, it's supposed to be like fun. I mean, especially if it's like just teenagers and stuff. It's just like, it's supposed to be like a teenage super team and everything. That's definitely what we need right now. It's something that's upbeat and not depressing or anything like that. That's what it needs to be. Considering all the other the shows that were on there, to me that was the best one. And the other one that is definitely a really good one to me. The other highlight in terms of like superhero TV this year is definitely Superman and Lois. To me, it is definitely probably the best show on the CW right now. I ain't got through I've been hearing stuff all throughout the season and everything, and I've just started on it like a few weeks ago. And I ain't done with the show. I can tell you this show is infinitely better than what Supergirl was in its last days. I mean, it's definitely good. It's definitely worth the watch. As I said, there's definitely like some twists and turns that I had heard even before I got to watching the show, and I was just like, whoa! I never would expected that. I never expected to go that route. Like I said, he is the one that got to be Superman on there. He is a good Superman. He does a perfect balancing act between being a dad and being the world's greatest superhero at the same time. I mean, it's like I said, it's such a great show. I definitely would recommend it. And I can't wait to see these other twists and turns, other than just hearing about it and seeing clips online. I can't wait to watch them actually in succession and see them for myself as how they fit into the context of the show. Because, like I said, it is a great show. It is really a great show. Probably the best thing that has Superman's name on it, and since the Snyder Cut. It's just the DCEU is probably the best thing. It's probably the best thing with Superman in it right now. And I said, I can't wait to see. I cannot wait for season 2, because season 2 starts next year, January. I cannot wait to see how they're going to top this season. And of course, there was the What If show that happened this year, and to me, the best thing to come out of that was you got to see Haley Atwell come back as Agent Carter, and only this time, instead of just being Agent Carter, just being like Special Agent Carter, she's essentially become like Captain America because of some incident that happened in the multiverse that kind of or happened in the timeline that just created a timeline where she became the super soldier instead of Steve Rogers, and they're essentially nicknamed her Captain Carter. And like I said, that is a really that was a really interesting thing to me. That is the highlight of the What If show. I mean, there's a lot of other stuff, but from what I heard, that it's become so popular that they're actually going to possibly give her her own show, her own live action show, probably on Disney Plus. But to me, I just think that's very interesting, and I personally wouldn't mind seeing a Captain Carter show. I mean, like I said, Haley Atwell just played that role so well, and I'd love to see how she does with a live action show where she's a superhero instead of just a secret agent, you know. I'd love to see how she plays that in real life. I mean, from what I saw, she did a pretty good job just playing the voice of the character as a cartoon, and I'd love to see her in live action do play this role, and I think that'd be really cool to see that. But in terms of video games this year, not really much going on other than they keep showing preview images of the new Gotham Knights game, which looks pretty good. I'm just not. Like I said, it's just. I'd love to see more of the story. I'd love to see more of the story since you ain't really heard much since they announced it at last year's Fandom, and this year they built a little bit more on it, and it's supposed to come out next year. But that's pretty. Like I said, this year there have been a lot of good figures come out this year of the McFarlane line, particularly the Snyder cut figures that came out. The Dark Side is awesome, and so's the black suited Superman you get with that in that collection too. I mean, that is really cool. And like I said, McFarlane. There's rarely ever a time that it's like a miss with McFarlane figures. It's just awesome. But I said it's been really good year. It's been a really good year. I said there's been a lot of low lights too, but I'm not covering the low lights because it's just I just don't want to focus on the negative. I want to focus more on the positive, you know. And next year looks to be a really good year. Also, you got the new Flash movie coming out next year. From the preview they showed at DC Fandom, that is definitely something I cannot wait to see. I cannot wait to see this movie. It's going to be incredible. With all the guest stars and everything in, I cannot wait to see what they do with this. It's just going to be so great. And I said the new, there's new. I can't wait to see the next season. I said of Superman Lois, and I said it's just going to be so good next year. I just cannot wait to see it along. And it's just so much. There's so much going on next year. I can't wait to see what happens. I said 2021 was good. I can't wait. It had a lot of goodness to it, and I can't wait to see what 2022 has in store. But what do y'all think? What was your favorite geek moment in your favorite geek stuff in 2021, and what are you looking forward to in 2022? Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe and share. I wish y'all a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and a happy 2022. And I'll see y'all next year.